With listeners live on our station. It's everything. Like everything. I love rainbow. I love rainbow.
Undoubtedly one of the best who have done it. Taking us exactly 17 minutes past 7. Radio Gold 90.5 FM is the station. And of course, it's the Gold Morning Conversation. I am Senna Numbo, my co-host. The animal rights lawyer, and of course, Nancy Ameleosi Kekeli Obimpe. Show produced by Eric Boating, Patrick Asford Boidu, and of course, Facebook Live is by Alaska B. Facebook, YouTube. The page to look out for is Radio Gold 905 FM. As always, when you join us, like, comment, share. In the meantime, let me start by asking whether you're struggling with vision problems or headaches. Struggling with vision problems or headaches. I'm talking about your eyes. Are they able to see as clearly as they used to? You might be blaming it on age, but it might not necessarily be the problem. It might be something ugly showing his head. The earlier you get to check, the better. The advice is that at least once in a year, you take your eyes through proper examination to be sure there's nothing hiding in there that will create a problem for you as you move along. So one place to go to is Third Eye Care and Vision Center. It's the only place you need to go to. Third Eye Care and Vision Center. We've been in partnership with them for so long. Nobody has ever been to Third Eye Care and come to complain to us. We've been there many times ourselves. Yes, many members of staff have been there. Top class service. As for service delivery, the service that you offer is the best. And also don't forget, they offer comprehensive eye solutions from new glasses to advanced diagnostics. Skill optometrists and modern technology ensure top-notch care for all ages. In addition to extensive eyewear offerings, we also specialize in advanced diagnostic tests such as eye pressure checking, fundus photography, and OCT and VFT scanning. They have all it takes to at least find a problem and then prescribe a solution to it. And of course, they also do eye examination for those of you who go before the DVLA. When the DVLA says go and do an eye examination, if you are going for licensing of your vehicle or you are going for a license for yourself, they've asked you to do an eye examination, bring the report, go to Third Eye Care and Vision Center, the DVLA accredited eye examination center. Trust them for accurate and reliable assessments. You can find them at Northridge. They are on the same premises with Sunny FM. Airport residential area, the opposite the Mirage residence, near Association International School. Because today is a Monday, they're already open. They open at 8 a.m. They'll close at 7:30 p.m. for both branches. Call now to schedule your appointment. The numbers to call: Northridge branch, call them on 0245 93 8389. And of course, they have the airport residential area branch on 0543 287008. Third Eye Care, your vision, our priority. Because on the front burner of discussions this morning will be that raid that was done on a house. And of course, they found many things, many things. Fake currency, gold, among others. Many things were found during that raid. And this were in, the containers that are used for exports and imports.
As you see me so, looking at me and you know, say, man, I'm burning fire, burning everywhere I go. Cannot retire. You see the talent that they carry overload. Load. Anyway, feel I'm for she no bother me. Feel I'm for Ati no be my concern. Feel I'm for head, no call me. Now so I go they force them to play nonsense. Feel I'm for ways, give me the dirty whiny. This banger make too much sense. My girl, yeah. And to the beat I hate at them every single day. I go they pepper them. 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 In a million ways, I go my tadik we. Our bomb, them know we gone far away. What that took me for me lead the fire burn. Too smooth when I use force. But they see them carry catch enough of them a boondocks. VRMG and Beam Nation, it's a ginger and pepper affiliation. Too wavy, too saucy. Girl, them love it and the man them endorse it. Ah boy, like Hugo man a boss it. Brand ambassador to the youth, me never force it. Waiting them the figure. Head to the toe, me tummy ill figure. Oh am I? They girl them sugar. Push with the done, get the liquor you some king size figure. I go they pepper them. I go the pepper them. I go the pepper them. I go the
I think one of the things that missed our attention has been the fact that this government is was 1 month last week, so it's a month-old government, and there are a few people who have put together what they believe are the key achievements of this government over this 1 month. Now, one of them is that it commenced discussion with stakeholders to restore peace to Boko. You recall the president, once he was sworn in, one of the first places he went to is Boko to try to resolve the conflicts that plagued the former administration. That made Nana Addo say he has lost confidence in that made Nana Addo say basically that his confidence in resolving the conflicts has been pushed back. Then there's also the secondly, it was said that he's constituted a committee to set up the gold board. Remember, that was supposed to supervise and also regulate the trading of gold within Ghana. How do we trade gold in Ghana? We shouldn't have a situation where people come just pick the gold from wherever they are mined and take them out of this country. The gold board is to ensure that the gold is traded internally. And a committee has been set up to work on that gold board. Like I said, these are things that have been put together by someone as the achievements of the government. I've also seen that they formed an 8-member education forum planning committee to submit report and plan in 2 weeks. Remember that's one of the promises that they made. The education committee, and if you followed us last week, we had a conversation with Professor George Tike Udru. Prof will lead that committee. That's the job of planning that education forum. They have formed an economic dialogue planning committee to plan and engage necessary stakeholders to revive the economy. That's also one thing they've done. Put together a committee that will go into, and if you recall, we spoke to Professor Yongachi, who also is a member of that committee that they put together. The committee is supposed to plan that forum on the matter of the economy. They promised to actually have an engagement with the Ghanaian and the major stakeholders as to how to deal with some of our raging problems in education, in the economy. They have also set up the tripartite committee to negotiate and determine minimum wage and base pay for the public sector workers. Remember, I shared that with you. They issued a directive through the EPA for immediate halt of illegal mining activities in forests and water bodies. We even had a conversation with the woman who is in charge of the EPA, Environmental Protection Agency, now a climatologist. There's also 7 that they reduced University of Ghana residential fees from 3,000 to 2,500 Ghana cedis. Remember that intervention by Alhaji Haruna Iddrisu, who is Minister for Education. There is the part that they're also saying 8 averted imminent and orchestrated power crisis. Remember what happened? One of the very first things they inherited was a lack of fuel to power the power plants when West African Gas Pipeline decided to undertake that routine maintenance, and it was a big discussion that we had. They said they've been able to secure enough fuel to cater for the power plants. There's reduced ministries from 30 to 23. Of course, the ultimate goal is to do it at 60. They also presented formal requests to the IGP for investigations and report on deaths during the 2020 and 2024 elections. So IGP has been asked to investigate the 2020 and 2024 elections, the halt of sale of state lands, and request to Lands Commission for submission of detailed report on state land purchases. Remember the promise that was made. The reversal of seeming culture of silence with directive to CHARS to highlight challenges associated with implementation of the free SHS program. Remember the free SHS program, at some point there were a lot of complaints from the headmasters in the early beginning, in the beginning of the program and early days of the program, to avert what was a seeming crisis, because the thing was starting to look very bad for government. So essentially, a gag order was placed on all headmasters of senior high schools, of technical high schools, vocational high. You are not supposed to say anything, just keep quiet. Even if the children are dying, keep quiet. So there was sexually a gag order that was in effect. If you talk to the media, if you talk and they hear, they will transfer you or they will depose you. You move from a headmaster position. You will be teaching some subject somewhere. So that is one of the things that cited as an achievement. Nominated ministers in record first 14 days. They said so. He was going to put together his ministerial list within first 14 days. He did that. Reduced Hajj fees from 7,500 to 6,200 per person. Remember, it was one of the discussions we had last week. Instituted National Day of Prayer and Thanksgiving service, Agolo for Ghana. But this one is Agolo on a bigger scale. Agolo introduced by John Mahama himself. Anyway, Charlie. There's also the allocation of food stored at warehouses in Tema to various senior high schools to address feeding challenges. So like I said, so there was a power issue that came up early part of the administration. There was also the issue of the feeding of senior high school. They were going back to school, and the questions that were being asked is, where would the food come from? Then a halt use of public funds for the National Cathedral Project. The Cathedral Project there, it was not going anywhere. It has ended. We are not building cathedral. People are saying, oh, move it outside Accra. For who? To do what? What would it benefit? How would we get anything from it? Nanado went to make his promise to God. That promise still stands. He can go and build it somewhere else. So between him and his God, Nanado is gone. We're not there. Everybody has their God. Well, we really know which God Nanado was worshipping. I won't assume that he was worshipping my God. So I don't know. Nanado has gone with his promise to his God. Let that promise go. There was an attempt to help him. It didn't work. They chopped the money. They can't account for the money. that is another matter that we'll come to. So me, this cathedral matter there, I am convinced that it's a waste of time, it's a waste of our resources, it's a waste of everything. And in fact, everybody that were part of the project should be investigated. Whether you are a bishop or you are apostle, whatever everybody should be. There should be an investigation that includes everybody. Anybody found to have shop one Ghana, something should be done to them. This one there, that's my view on National Cathedral. If anybody says we are relocating National Cathedral to Sogakope Road, we on the Sogakope Road will protest. The National Cathedral is unnecessary. So that one there, forget National Cathedral. Nanado made a promise to his God. He and his God are out. Let them go and sort out their matter privately. That's not our problem. Who's it then? They should try.
You see, we are not there. You see, we are the Okan.
We are here. You should come and build.
National Cathedral. So
we wasted our time on
something. To
do what?
National Cathedral.
Which cathedral? For where?
For national.
You see, Sogakope is thinking about National Cathedral. Sogakope, we like work. Build factory.
So they should
give us
like
work to do. We like work.
Fishing.
Yes, you can do something like that. There are many things you can do if you want to help Sogakope. It's one of the thriving, what do you call it, hospitality hubs.
Okay.
So do something
so
like that.
Among the communities that want National Cathedral,
Sogakope is out. Sogakope is out.
Okay.
We are not interested.
What about Baku?
They should come and build it.
Feel free.
Come. I'll give you land for free. Come and build
National Cathedral.
At least it will attract people to Baku.
Who?
If they build a National Cathedral,
people.
Ghanaians, foreigners. But they say they will serve the food they used to serve.
The Perez people will
in the Garden of Eden.
Perez people will leave their chapel and go and pray there.
Only
cathedral people will go there.
No. If there's national events, president and all the communities are supposed to be there.
So if there's a national event, we should move 3 hours.
Yeah, that is why we have a national cathedral. If they want it to build it at Kowo-Obomi, just that our land.
And 3 hours also depends on the state of the road.
Kowo-Obomi, our land is hilly. So, but I can give them.
The thing will not work. Then they said tighten surveillance and markets and directives to Ghana National Fire Service to locate fire tenders closer to all markets. Charlie, that one there no be true. People have watched on as they've rebuilt Agbogbloshie in the same manner. Me, I have an issue with what happened in the early days and the fact that everybody was just watching on. The government that was going out was watching on. The people who were coming in were just watching on. And they've done the same thing at Agbogbloshie. Agbogbloshie will have the same problem. And they will come and blame their father's father, their witches from everywhere. It's the same problem that they've created. So you haven't, I don't see how the market issue has been dealt with. The same. Agbogbloshie is one of our biggest challenges, and it has not been dealt with.
The union sellers are coming back.
So this market matter, they come out from
inside.
This thing.
Come out from inside.
What did they say?
I said Agbogbloshie Kantamanto. No, Agbogbloshie Kantamanto.
What did they say about that?
Tighten surveillance at markets and directives to the Ghana National Fire Service to locate fire tenders closer to all markets.
This one they should take it out.
Why should they take it out?
Anyway, maybe other markets.
Not even other markets. What if that is happening as what's the Kantamanto itself?
No, forget Kantamanto. The thing that they have here donated 1 million Ghana cedis to victims of the recent
that one
Kantamanto.
they're fine. That one not surveillance.
Even that one cry, it's a miss for me.
Okay, so what they wanted to do is they will tighten surveillance and then make sure that there are fire tenders close to market places, right? That's what they said they've done. So if that is what they have done, why not?
Which surveillance?
So now for me,
explain the surveillance.
I know the one reading it. Me I should explain why.
For me,
I'm like your mama to be coming to explain.
For me, they have arrested those who burnt the market down. That one I will consider it.
How do you even know if somebody burnt the market?
Maybe mostly unintentional. When you can arrest somebody for
so that is why they are increasing the surveillance. So in the evening like that.
So that is an achievement.
Of course.
How?
So in the evening like that, when everybody goes home and the places,
somebody will go to the market.
There's somebody there who is walking around to see, okay, have they put off everything? Those who have been cooking, their fire put off, completely and all that. That's which was not being done in the past. And there's somebody now who is taking care of those things, making sure that the market is safe.
So now
Which market?
I know Ghanaians. So.
Which markets?
Our market now.
I know Ghanaians. So.
What is the problem?
We will do it religiously.
They are on their own.
Early days, we will do it religiously.
It doesn't matter.
After some few months, people will start going to sleep.
And it has been done, right?
No.
Or what? It is what has been done.
I think it was not a promise. It's just been something that they have had to do as a result of the early market.
So it is part of the achievements.
It doesn't solve the problem. United Chiefs of Western Region Chiefs.
That one is very important.
Of the Western Region Chiefs after 5 years of divided House of Chiefs.
Okay.
And they were fighting.
I don't know about that.
Constituted a Constitution Review Committee
to
review the 1992 Constitution.
Fine.
Yeah, that one is. Formed the Oral Preparatory Committee to gather evidence for further action.
It is my team.
That one.
The Afenyumakins, Albert Ross. There's cancellation of close season.
State land for 99 years.
But how would say that's an achievement?
Cancellation of what?
Close season for.
But the fishers have been calling for it for
canoe fishers. They are fine.
Canoe fishers. But the thing is that.
We'll catch here.
But wait, if Auntie Emilia is, cancelling the thing, so they will not close the.
So what would she do with
that big key that how say was used to do like this.
So where will she keep it? Call Auntie Emilia and ask her. How Akumsi handed over the big key to her?
Somebody hand you key. You said you use the key. Then you said it's achievement that you use the key.
So she will go to. She will go to. Kolegono.
They should come and do like this. Hold the key and then turn it clockwise to indicate that the
no. In fact, she should come go and open it permanently. Open the door. And then know that there will not be any closing again.
No, but there will be close season, but not for canoe fishermen.
Okay. The close season will be for the those on the sea.
The commercial fishermen.
Okay. Not for canoe fishermen.
Not for the canoe.
There will still be close season for the trawlers.
The trawlers, yes.
Okay.
The trawlers.
Okay. Now you have said something. Why? Somebody leaves you key. You say you will not use the key.
So the close season will be for the trawlers. So she should still use the key.
Oh, fantastic.
She will not use the key.
But why would she use the key?
Why?
We'll protest. So that key is a part of our, what do they call it? Our sanity.
Ghana says it
helps us.
Key.
Yeah.
Is it we use? Why?
Yeah. We bought key. You close and open the key. See, you will not use the key. They have handed them over.
She start from Greater Accra.
Yes.
First year.
Yes.
Second year, she can go
to her hometown.
Yes,
Shama.
Third year, she can go to Cape Coast.
Yes.
Then she can go to the Volta region.
We are waiting. If we don't see that key being used, we organize a big protest in Accra. The key must be used. So those are just some of the things that someone made time to highlight. A good morning to Ivano Kofi. Quite interesting.
Kofi has come out with some fishermen, whatever.
Yeah, he's working on something like that.
It's
a project that's a great project. In fact, he's been following matters of fishing for some time. Somehow the fisheries ministry, whenever he comes to the NDC, falls right on his lap. The last one was on his lap. This one,
Shariaite.
Yes, you remember?
Oh, really?
You remember? Kofi and Shariaite were very, very close.
Okay, yes, I didn't know that.
And now Miss Emilia Arthur, very close. So that's a relationship that should know the fishing sector quite well. So he's working on a project. Maybe very soon we'll launch it here. And the key is important. So one of those days we'll get Kofi to interview Madame Emilia Arthur and ask her about the whereabouts of the key, whether the key has been handed over to her. It's an important matter that must be addressed properly.
You see, the key.
Will I consent for this time? Anyway, there's one other thing that we need to talk about before we come to the seizure. There's this matter of, in fact, this video is trending on social media. And I don't know, Alaska, if you have that video, of the students that were using a log, going across a log from their community to the other
cross
side,
over to another community
to go to school.
Yeah.
And it was quite. I don't believe. In fact, they should have even been allowed to stay home and not school at all. I felt that they should have been allowed to just stay home, not school at all.
Okay.
Because even me, there's no way I'm not like go across that before I go to school. Like I was swimming in the river.
But people are going through horrible things to go to school in other places. So.
No.
But this one.
No, the thing looks so bad. It looks so bad. We'll get no. So you're seeing. So how is this even possible? In fact, there's one where the thing is even more dangerous than this.
Yes.
This one is even better. And
I'm in touch with the MP for that constituency, Honorable Owen Kwame Frimpong.
Okay.
He has promised to speak to us around 8:15.
Okay.
They're about
yeah, so it's something that I think we'll talk. But because
so if those who have not seen the video can watch on our Facebook page. Alaska is streaming it now, so they can actually watch it now. And yet, I don't know how else to describe it, but it
doesn't look good at all.
It doesn't. That, and you see the way the guy was so confident on that log, it means that that's something they've done like continuously. That's the order of the day. You just have to use it.
And you're used to it.
To access your school. So they are just used to it.
Imagine you send your child over. How do we normalize this kind of things?
Look at this young boy. And then he's carrying a brother or somebody else at the back. And they are going through this. This is terrible.
Yeah. Wow. And you see, the interesting thing about it, Nancy, is that there are some communities currently who are able to move from one point to the other because it is not rainy season. Wow. There are some communities which automatically converts to this kind of practice when it rains.
Yeah.
So those communities too, you need to look at it. This one is something that you can, in fact, this one is because it is right before your eyes. But I realize that this has also attracted the attention of the president himself.
Yes.
But he tweeted, or is it Facebook? Both platforms. We have identified a community where young school children have to cross this water body to access school. Earlier today, the MP for Lower West Akim, when Kwame Frimpong visited Asuoko. Okay.
Asuoko.
Like he said, community.
Like he said,
and assured them the Eastern Regional Minister will also visit us to work to permanently and urgently resolve the challenge the people and the school children are confronted with. Our quest to reset Ghana includes a determination to remove barriers to education and healthcare across the country. Fantastic. So don't look at this alone. I think we should have maybe the education minister should be tasked a comprehensive look at many of these places where children have to go through this in order to access school.
Yeah.
Do we look at constructing the school close to them? Do we look at putting a bridge over? Because it doesn't look like this is only the school children. Everybody who needs to move out of that community will have to go through this. So there's always there's also a transportation movement part, and there's also the need to locate a school close to them. Let's see whether it is workable or something. So I think those are things that should be looked at comprehensively between the Minister for Transport, Roads and Highways, Education, and also Health. Yeah. Put them together and let them. This is a national security matter and all those kind of things.
And this one, I'm just asking, is it that this is the shortest route to the school? Or there's I don't know, or this is just the only access to the school they have? Okay, so we can be looking at, maybe there's another route they can take.
That's longer.
But it is longer.
Okay.
So what can we do in the interim?
To help them use that
road or that route for now.
Yeah.
Okay. Before, if we can fix this, if it's a bridge or whatever they can do on this one that seems shorter to the school, then they can use it. We should, those are all the options that they should be, say a bus being able to that can convey them from wherever they are to the school. And all that should be looked at before.
Comprehensively. Imprehensible.
This is dangerous.
And of course, when we get the MP, we'll ask
dangerous.
him some questions on exactly what the situation is in this community. But in the meantime, our Bebrako says they shouldn't go and build Oslausu's kind of floating bridge.
Hey, floating. It's a much more. Madam has gone very quiet.
That floating bridge, okay, you.
She's moved on to
Don't
the next
move.
stage of her life.
Okay.
There's Morgan Freeman says,
Don't direct attention to a
refusal to use the key for the close season amounts to causing financial loss to the state. I agree. And there's Osborne who says, I now see you've been Nanado's number one enemy. Oh, I don't have proof. Nanado, dear. Me, I was here one fine afternoon. He sent people with guns to come and close down my station. That I make a like him. Me, I've always said that. Nanado, dear. So this is another matter. It's a different matter. So Nanadi, I'm not his friend.
Yeah.
He's not my friend.
Yes.
I'm not his friend. I don't like him. He doesn't like me. We are clear about
You don't want to be his friend.
I don't want to be his friend. I don't want to be anything. Yeah, so that one there is clear. Anyway, so that's one of the issues we'll be discussing this morning.
We'll get the MP.
Yeah, we'll be discussing this morning. And you see, Nancy, I think there's also the bigger context of even the education forum. The education forum, that how do we address the barriers to education?
Okay.
It should be one of the things.
That's what that one.
Rural education should be one of the key things on the table, because you see, education in the city and education in rural Ghana is not the same. Even in Sogakope, somebody will come from Bonakope to Sogakope. You see, all those things you have to look at them. My friend used to ride a bicycle on from Sokwe on the Sogakope bridge to go to Sogasco. Yes, and I think that they were doing a community day senior high school around so that the people from Agave, Sokwe, Tefle, and others can also access that school. So it's one of the things that they need to consider. So there are many things that you have to do an assessment of. Rural education, tackle it differently. Urban education, tackle it differently. And then, of course, don't talk about education and leave out. Should they talk about private schools? It should be part of the discussion. I don't know how come everybody thinks that is private and leave it like that. So there has to be a comprehensive looking at the challenges each sector faces. Not only about books. Let's give them books. Let's give them chalk. No, look beyond that. And so this raises a matter that needs to be part of the comprehensive discussions that will be held. But in the meantime, yesterday, when a video emerged, Alaska was showing that video a bit earlier. The National Security conducted a raid on a house. And in the process, National Security discovered many things. And in fact, I'll read the Daily Graphics account of exactly what happened. And it says, massive gold cash bust, National Security seizes millions, suspects flee. Is by Kester Abram Crunchy, who says National Security has made a massive bust, seizing a large unspecified amount of US dollars and Ghana cedis, including counterfeits hidden in 12 different 20-foot shipping containers. 12 different 20-foot shipping containers. The sting operation also discovered and led to the seizure of boxes of heavy metals suspected to be gold bars. The containers were tracked to a warehouse at Ofako in the South Municipal, where a special late-night operation was conducted after a tip-off. The concealed currency, mostly bundles of US dollars, was found in wooden boxes covered with cement. Extra currencies were discovered when other boxes were opened in a warehouse during the sting operation, all of them suspected to be fake and stashed in the boxes that were sealed with plywood and covered with charcoal. National Security operatives involved in the operation disclosed that 2 more containers were being tracked. All the suspects of the crime syndicate are on the run. A manhunt is underway for 4 of them, including the suspected ringleader known for now as Alahaji. You know how many people a source with inside knowledge about the issue told Daily Graphic. Other items retrieved from the warehouse, according to the source, included boxes of metals suspected to be gold bars, counterfeit Ghana city notes in 50 and 100 denominations, and fake Ghana Army uniforms and boots. Fake Ghana Army uniforms and boots were also found. Similar operations in the past have led to the busting of gangs dealing in fake currencies, both local and foreign, of fraudulent gold trading syndicates operating in the country. However, the source indicated this latest discovery could be one of the biggest in volume and value in the country in recent times. So the only thing we know about the lead suspect is that he is Alhaji. And I think that perhaps national security needs to do better than this. We'll be hoping to see what else is disclosed over the period about who owns this, as far as they know. Because, of course, if you've been doing intelligence gathering over the period, you should have an idea, the people involved. So I'm sure they have more information beyond Alhaji. Maybe they don't want to disclose, but there needs to be a comprehensive, what do they call it? Briefing. Not, even if it's not comprehensive, do a holding brief. Brief us with some small knowledge of what you know, and perhaps later share the rest with us as you do the investigations. But there needs to be some clarity as to exactly what this is. We've seen the video. Newspapers are reporting, but newspapers are scanting. So what the newspapers are essentially describing what we all see in the video. So what we see in the video is what you're talking about, like where the location has already been disclosed, how the things look, and the video is currently on our page. If I read you the Daily Graphic story, it's the same thing. They provide nothing a bit more detailed as exactly what happened. So perhaps over time we'll see a lot more. Two things that they said that this may be the biggest we've ever discovered, because you're looking at about 12 different 20-foot shipping containers. 12 different 20-foot shipping containers of these materials that you're talking, of these items that you're talking about. Gold bars, counterfeit currency, and then of course the part where they even had military uniforms, fake military uniforms that were found. So not only counterfeit currency, so Ghana cedis, and then there's I think dollars too, that were all found during this raid. We're still making efforts to have a conversation on this issue, the bust, and essentially what this means to us as a country. So this is what transpired. In fact, I saw the video somewhere yesterday. Well, are you but in the meantime, let me ask you, are you ready to elevate your future? Do you want to work overseas and unlock your potential by joining RadMEF International College of Linguistic Studies? Gain the skills and certification needed to live and work in Germany. Program highlights include 12 months tuition in Ghana, followed by work in Germany. Courses: German language, healthcare foundation, computer skills, French, and English communication skills. They also support you by providing assistance with travel documents and accommodations. To be eligible, you need to be a senior high school graduate with WASI certificate. Registration will cost you 250 Ghana cedis. Hostel fee, 2,500. If you need a hostel, it will cost you 2,500 for the entire 12 months. They also give you German lessons. The German lessons will cost you 1,000 US